Hey everybody, this is Rue from Clickstart PTC, continuing the PTC'ers guide to the traffic galaxy. And today's topic is paid advertising, including paid to click, paid to click, which are two very different things, text links, and banner ads. So let's get started. I'm going to start with pay per click. It's a small text ad. You pay for each person that clicks your ad. These are sites like Google AdWords, Yahoo has a similar service. This has become a very huge thing and it's all over the internet. Some reasons to use it. You're going to get guaranteed search engine traffic. It's going to be not as good as an organic search, but it's still pretty good. You can set a daily budget for this. So say you want to spend $5 or $10 a day, you'll get clicks up until your budget is reached. However, they are expensive, which is the enemy of PTCers everywhere. Some of the good things about it though, some of the tips we can give you are do your keyword research, find out which keywords best fit for the niche, for paid to click. If you're doing a list, figure out which one's going to be best for that. If you're doing a course book, just make sure you do your keyword research, find out which keywords are going to be lower in competition. That way you can pick up some cheaper clicks that way. And the top spot for those is not going to be needed. I know everybody wants to be number one and you want to put your ad up there saying, hey, we're the best. But really you don't need to be up at that top spot to get clicks. And being at that top spot is mucho money. So if you keep it kind of lower on the scale, you'll still get the clicks, but you won't pay as much. So moving on to paid to click, we should all know what these are. They're sites where people are basically paid to click ads. They range from, a tenth of a cent up to 2 cents, all that good jazz. When you're buying your ads, they are pay per view. So you pay X amount for 100 views, X amount for 1,000 views, and that's what you get. You make the small little ad, and you really don't have to focus on that part too much. Getting clicked really isn't all that hard when doing paid to click ads. Pretty much, if you throw anything out there, you're going to get clicked. I've myself clicked some pretty ridiculous sounding ads that are cut off, ads that aren't even in English, and all I read is English, so pretty much if you put an ad up, you're going to get your clicks in. Some of the benefits is that it's a very low-cost way to reach our target market. As PTCers, we're going after other PTCers. Where do we find them? In PTCs. And you can reach them for, tenth of a cent. I've paid even less than tenth of a cent per view to some of my target market, which is just awesome. And some sites like WordLinks will even convert earnings over to advertising for less cost than you can actually buy the advertising. And this can be a huge boost to your advertising efforts. Little tips for you. The more ads you buy at one time, the less cost you're going to pay per visit. So if you buy 100 ads for X amount, you can get 1,000 ads for less per view. Do expect low sign-up rates. I've maxed out at about 2.5% for some of my best email capture pages, but they were at our target market, so it wasn't too bad. And again, paid to click is extremely cheap advertising. So 2.5% is actually pretty decent. One of the biggest tips I can give you, and I can't stress this one enough, I learned the hard way and it sucked. Make sure your website will load in the time you've given it. So if you're buying tenth of a cent ads that show up for 3 seconds, make sure your ad's going to load. If you're a user on the site and you notice that maybe some of the tenth of a cent ads don't show up before you get paid, that's a big red flag not to buy tenth of a cent ads. I've actually lost about 3,000 views because my website didn't load in time. However, it still counted for the user So the user took my view, didn't see my website, and I lost out. So make sure your website will load in the time you give it. Moving on to banner ads, these are pretty fun. They can be either the GIF format or the Flash format. GIFs are usually the flashy ones, a lot of obnoxious ones are GIFs. The Flash ones are more elaborate. Usually they have games or something, you put your cursor over and it becomes a little site and you shoot a duck or something. Those are the Flash ones. GIFs are just kind of simple images that you end up clicking. And these types of ads are displayed all over the web, all over web pages everywhere. It's a super, super common ad form. They're big business for these banner ads. And they do come in, it just says multiple sizes, but there are a bazillion and 5. Here's an example. And this definitely isn't all of them, but there are a lot of them covered here, like your pop-unders, your full banner, which is my favorite, skyscrapers, a wide skyscraper. You see these on the sides of websites all the time. Different little buttons, a large rectangle, just tons and tons. Leaderboard, these are usually on forums. Just tons of different sizes. So make sure when you're going after an ad to pick your size and create in whatever program you're using. I recommend GIMP, that's GIMP.org. It's a program much like Photoshop, but it's free. So you can actually create pretty much anything you're looking to with it without a hefty price tag. But make sure you're doing, if you're going for a full banner, make sure your image is 468 by 60. Otherwise, it's not going to load right, the sites won't accept it, just big problems. Make sure you're going for a specific size. Some of the great things about banner ads is that they're great for branding and getting your name out there. I've heard them described as billboards of the internet. So really, you're not going to buy a Rolex watch because you saw a sign on the highway, but that name Rolex now sticks out in your head. That's more or less what a banner ad's going to do for you. But being on the internet, you can actually get some traffic from them, which is great. And any traffic you do get from them will be incredibly targeted. I haven't been able to find it, but there was a scale I saw once of how targeted traffic is from different sources. On the low end was like PTC, safe list traffic, and up at the highest end was obviously search engine, and then a notch below that was banner ads. So it's incredibly targeted traffic. You won't get a lot of it, but what you do get from it will be very targeted, which means higher conversion rates. That same ad that did 2.5% in the PTCs did about 30% on banner ads. So I got a 2.5% sign up rate doing PTC ads, got a 30% sign up rate doing banner ads. So they're great for targeting, great for getting your name out there, but they can end up running you out pretty quick. If you're going to go that route, I would suggest using the site adhits.com. It covers a ton of PTC related sites, and many PTC sites themselves use it. I know they take care of ClickSense's banner ads. There's another site, PTC Investigation. They're a review site for PTCs. I trust those guys a lot, love them, and I actually bought a couple ads from them, and they have just been phenomenal ads. It's kind of my little secret site I've been using, is PTC Investigation. Banner ads over there. I've gotten click-through rates of about 0.34, I believe, which as far as banner ads go is dang near unheard of. Absolutely amazing. Usually any other site I put my banner on will be 0.001%, 0.002%. Very, very low, but this one was giving me click-throughs of 0.34%. Downside to it is they're backed up at least a few months. I think last time I tried to buy an ad, It was about 4 months until it would actually run, and I just said, heck with it. I'm not going to wait 4 months, even though it's a $5 ad for a month long of this great advertising. Too much is going on change-wise, so it just wasn't worth it for me. But if you're willing to wait that time, it's a great, great advertising venue for you. I'm going to kind of jump in here with text ads real quick, which are similar to banner ads, except they're just straight text. Usually just one little line of text. Ad hits does deal with these as well for a lot of sites. You can buy them, again, time-wise, so a month your little line of text will appear on a site. If anyone ever used PTC Box and Matrix Mails, they had text ads as well. Of course, those sites are now dead, but again, it's just a little example. Tip for you is just to keep it short. Put your catchiest offer, best offer down there, and a call to action. So something like, click here for the best PTC sites. Just something super simple and a call to action. I'm going to jump back to banner ads now. Some of the tips I've picked up. If you've ever seen any of my ads, they all have a 1 pixel width blue border around them. This was a strange little tip I picked up when I first started. And they actually did studies, again, everything's studies these days, that if you put a 1 pixel blue border around your ad, it actually does increase the click-through rate. So using the buzzwords, free, secret, all those kind of cheesy, salesy things that bring people in. One of the biggest things is actually a call to action. If you've ever seen banner ads that say click here, you kind of look at them and go, well, duh. Believe it or not, that will increase your click-through rates quite a bit. So do make sure you have a call to action on there. Like click here, visit the site, something of that nature. It will increase your click-throughs. Another big tip is don't try to do too much with your banner ads. If your ad looks cheesy and amateurish, people are going to assume the rest of your sites are amateurish and cheesy and just blech, they don't want to deal with them. So pretty much try to keep it simpler and professional rather than cluttered and amateurish. I mean, if you can go ahead and make something that looks great, go for it. But if you try to do too much and it looks like you were, a guy off the street trying to do it, don't do it. Just keep it simple. The more professional, the better. So that was the PTC'ers Guide to the Traffic Galaxy paid ads. It's pretty much everything I can give you on paid advertising right now. So, take the information and run with it. Have yourself a great day and happy clicking.